What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about how to export audio out of Audacity. Alright guys, so let's take a look at how to export out of Audacity. So I have this Audacity project open right now, and it just has a few different tracks here. I'm going to go over a few different ways that you can actually export out of Audacity, but let's do the first way. Right now it is, there's all these tracks, and you wanted to export it all for some reason. Export it all as one file. Select all of the files that you would like and go to File, Export. And there's a few different options that you have here. You can export as MP3, export as a WAV file, export as an OGG Vorbis file, export selected audio, which is just the selection you make. But if we're wanting to do it all at once, we'd go here to export audio. Shift Apple E is the quick key, or Shift Control E if you're on a PC. And I'm just going to call this my export and save it to the desktop. You can choose where you want to save it here. You can navigate to where you want to save it. But the reason I like doing it in the export audio menu like this is you have all these options that you can change it to if you need to. For now, we're just going to leave it as it is with the 24-bit WAV file. And hit save, and it's going to bring up this little warning here. It says your tracks will be mixed down and exported as one mono file. So as you can see, we have all these different tracks. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tracks all together. Say that's 5 different people that are talking. These would all be mixed down to one mono track if you wanted to do that, and you would just hit OK. And it'll bring up your metadata tags that you can choose. So if you wanted to choose artist name, track title, album title, like all this stuff here. If you don't want any of it, you can just hit clear. I'm actually just going to call this Paden James, James, if I can type, media as the artist name, and track name, just call it my export. Hit OK. All right, so if we were actually to import our audio back into Audacity here, we have our my export here on our desktop. Hit open. Of course, it brings up this window asking which method you want to import the audio, if you want to make a copy, or if you want to read the file directly from the original file. I'm just going to make a copy just because it's safer. Hit OK. And as you can see, this is the file that we exported all into one track. So yeah, this is all these 5 tracks combined into one track. And that's what that looks like. And as you can imagine, it gets kind of hectic if you have not mixed it or done any of that stuff. But when you're ready to have it all mixed down into a track, you would just go ahead and do it that way. Let's actually close this. And let's say that I only want to export this right here, my recording. If we want to do that, we just go to File, Export, Export Selected Audio. So it only is going to take the selection that you have here. So it's File, Export, Export Selected Audio. I'm just going to call it my recording because it's just that one track. You can choose the format and where you want to save it. Go ahead and hit Save. Name it how you want here with your metadata tags if you'd like to. Hit OK. So now if we're going to import our audio back in here, my recording, it should look exactly the same as the top track. And there you have it. All right, so let's go ahead and close that. And one more way that you can export out of here is you can actually do multiple exports at one time. So let's say I wanted to export each of these as their own individual track. I can do that. So I can go to File, Export, Export Multiple. And that's Shift Command L or Shift Control L if you're on a PC. Go ahead and do that. And you can choose where you'd like to save it. So here, I'm just going to go to my desktop here. You can choose the file format right here. I'm going to keep it as a 24-bit WAV. And down here at the bottom, it says it asks how you want to split the files. So I'm going to split it by tracks. So each one of these tracks is going to become its own individual export. So you can also name the files differently if you want to just name it what the track name is, like this, how you have it named in here. You can choose the top option. If you want a number before the track name, you would choose this one. So it'd be like 1 underscore my recording, I believe, or something like that. And then numbering after. So you could have like a prefix that you choose, like export. So you could have export, and then it would do like export 1, export 2, export 3. So we're actually just going to name it based on what we have it named here in our session, and go ahead and click export, and it'll ask you based on each one of these tracks if you want to add metadata on here. I'm just going to hit OK on all these. I don't want to sit there and type everything, but if you had specific names that you wanted to have on your metadata, you would do that here. For each one, hit OK, 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 OK. All right, so all 5 of these tracks were exported. This was named -2 here because we already exported one called My Recording, so that's why it's that way. Just hit OK, and we'll go to our desktop, which is now getting kind of cluttered. And we can see, let's go to date modified. You can see right here, here's our 5 different tracks that we exported right there. All right, so that is how you export out of Audacity. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.